Visited Victoria Park, and it's Cloak in ruck against Micken, and the bounce goes out towards Cloak. It's knocked to the ground. Struggle of players. Unusual not to find a free kick there early. Over the shoulder is the free kick, and it's certainly going Cloak's way, and he's going to put the Magpies into attack. Big David Cloak, formerly of Richmond, now to put the Magpies forward.
Fairly high one hanging up will give you an indication. Oh, what is it, Manson? Yes, it was. There's a fumble and a good piece of handball here, and first score of the match for the Pies.
Gavin Brown.
Young Gavin Brown, and that happened in under a minute. And Collingwood are kicking against the Breeze in this opening half minute.
45 seconds. So the Magpies away to a quick start. Gavin Brown. We didn't win the $500, but Brown striding out there. And look at that care, putting the ball from hand to foot, and it never looked like missing. So first blood to the Pies. And the ball about to be bounced in the centre again. Micken up high, gets first hand of the ball. Tony Shaw gets a kick. It goes up and down in the one place. They're called on to play on. Taken by Williams. Hoots for him. Ball's on the ground. Over the shoulder. Mark Williams take the free kick. Starcevic there struggling to stay on the mark, but it's Mark Williams, the vice captain of Brisbane, to take the kick. Listen to the hoots. He goes out towards the flank. Underneath it is Rains, knocked forward. A chance for Micken. Overruns the ball. Here's Richardson. Hand passes cleverly away. It's Reynoldson who drives Brisbane forward again. Phillips out of position. Ball punched away from him again. McCarthy there. Brisbane about to run onto the ball, but missed. Through Collingwood. Nice hand pass, but intercepted by Richardson. He's got, high tackle, and he could get the free kick. Bit of biffing and clouding going on there early, and Mike Richardson having that which to say through his mouth guard. Oops, a daisy if you don't mind the coat hanger.
Well, the kick across the pocket. It wasn't a well-executed one. There's Morwood. Paul gets a shove in the back, and I think he's a little lucky there. He didn't look as though he's going to mark that. And the Magpies coming around the inner wing. Across to Lockman. Donnell's pinned him. He's between half-back and wing position. Collingwood kicking against the Breeze, although it seems to be blowing across the ground, really. But disadvantage of the Pies. And a good chase here by Malone. Half-forward flank. Not well directed at all. A loose man. There's Hardy running in. He'll shepherd off for a teammate who scoops up the football on the back line. Around the wing to Donnell.
Transferred kick.
Donnell takes the kick, play on the half-back line on that advantage. In towards the centre. Four Magpies upset it then, and Cloak eventually finds Paul Morwood. A little chip into the centre to Tony Shaw, too long. Mark Williams a chance to run at the ball. He's down. His opponent, number 22, Tony Shaw's there. Reynoldson had it kicked away from him. Up the full forward, here's Taylor. Too slow. Brought to the ground very quickly.
Pushed in the back, free kick. Play stops.
Well, Taylor should about kick it from here. They've all the score on the board at the moment with the first goal kicked by Brown.
Pretty good tackle there, but rode him into the ground. And Brian Taylor to take the shot for goal. He'll kick from just inside 50 metres. Strong kick. He kicks for the Breeze into the pocket and off hands and out. 4 minutes gone, first quarter. There's Brian Taylor. And the rucks gather. Manson, number 30 for Collingwood against Micken. Micken the front position, taps it to the foot of the pack. A chance for Ryan. His kick brought to ground and smothered off hands out of bounds.
It's continuing to rain, and it's gusting a little across the ground. Micken out, pointed by Manson this time. All the Bears are rooting at. Here's Jamie Turner, 40 metres out with the left foot this time. Kicked a little hurriedly, a little careless there, and the ball out of play. On the full, the Bears to take the kick.
Across the face of goals, it's Philip Walsh who takes the kick and kicks it out wide towards Micken. One for the stoop as he picks it up. Plenty of time. Outside 50 metres now. Short pass on. Not well directed. Here's Keys for the Magpies. Wins possession on the flank. Kicks it back in the direction of Taylor again. Smith in control. Takes the mark. No, not Smith. Ben Harris. Oops! What's going on there? Brian Taylor's decided to do his lollies early. Did the umpire say play on? Where are the notebooks? It'll be a 15-metre penalty, but how lucky is he?
Very, we'd say.
If you don't mind. There's the kick back towards the centre of the ground. Cloak up in front of the pack, knocked down by Starcevic. Magpies going forward, turned away off Donnell's chest, gets it out to Hardy. Oh, beautifully through the pack, Brad Hardy. Hardy long kick to forward. Can it's a mark? Yes. Not paid. Have to play on. Chance now for the Magpies. Pushed in the back. No play on the call. Down the ground once again. Richardson hands off. Short pass Banfield. Mark O'Keefe, and O'Keefe to shoot for goal. O'Keefe about 35 metres out, and the breeze right at his back. It's just over 6 minutes gone. David O'Keefe, recruited from Geelong. And he's kicked it. A goal to David O'Keefe, and first goal to Brisbane.
Yes, a good goal by David O'Keefe, the result of some hand passing, short pass there from Harris. Collingwood have got some unusual team placings in the back line. Dick Gafers at full back, but they've got Dennis Banks in the back pocket. They've got both Morwoods, two brothers, playing half back and half back flank. And they've got Ben Harris, big strong ruckman, playing on Taylor up the other end at full back, which is obviously he's suited because of his build and strength.
The plays on, and the scores are level with a goal each as Mickham boots the Bears into attack. McCarthy couldn't take it. The ball is wet, and it'll get wetter as McCarthy takes slick handball into the 50-metre zone. There's no one there. It may bounce unless anyone can get there, and it does. It bounces, but it's certainly not on target for a goal. It's behind, and the Bears lead by that at the 7-minute mark in this first quarter.
So Brisbane kicking with the breeze. And there's Gafer putting the ball in short, given the lead. Oh, mark spilt by Turner. That could be costly. Into the pocket. Rains picks up. He's collared. Picked up by Turner, who recovers. Sent back towards the centre of the ground. Cloak in the van. Off hands. Cloak goes for the overhead smash. Off the ground by Filkey. Filkey kicks forward towards Atkins. Atkins the hand pass to a sleeping giant there in Christian. Christian sets the handball going once again. Tony Shaw caught and dragged off the ball. Hardy slips over. Ball on the ground. Magpies in numbers. Ryan is the one with the ball. 50 metres out. Fires away into the 10-metre square. Good saving mark pulled in by that Irishman named O'Brien for the Brisbane mob.
He goes to the outer side looking for the tall McCarthy. It went straight through. It'd be difficult with broken fingers and dislocated knuckles today with the breeze gusting. And the ball quickly whipped over the line on the outer side. The crowd huddled underneath the veranda of that outer stand. And Cloak takes on Mickham. Well played, Cloak. Oh, delightful over the top to Atkins. And a low one to the forward pocket. Taylor's got it. Just inside the boundary line. Up in towards the edge of the square. Good mark. Yes, that's Manson. The big fella James now has a reputation of taking enormous marks, but his kicking style leaves a little to be desired. But
reminiscent of Jeff Leake, his kicking style.
I think he was far better than I, Dick, but thank you for the compliment. But Manson, although he drops the ball awkwardly, he has a fair amount of accuracy. Anyway, this will tell us the negative. And the scores are level. 7 points each.
9.5 minutes gone, first term. Back down the centre of the ground with not a penetrating kick, and it falls neatly into the arms of Tony Shaw. And he takes the mark. Reynoldson called back. There's the short pass into no man's land. Out comes Taylor. Can't win the ball. Manson has it now. Cragg without the ball. Williams gets the hand pass away. Campbell a chance, but he fumbles. It's on the ground. It's anybody's fumble. Picked up by Atkins. He fumbles. Fumble. That keeps on going. A chance now for Atkins again. Will he gain possession? No, it's too slippery. Knocked over by his own man was Campbell, and he's pushed in the back, according to the umpire, and Williams to get the free kick. What a passage of nothing football that was.
Exactly, and there may be a few more if the rain keeps up. Oh, fumble. Here we go. Mullane tries to pick up the loose ball. Nope, Fielky's in there for Collingwood. There's number 6. Quick one out to Hardy. Again, he gets the handball off. What's going to happen here? Oh, well, they'll clear it okay. The Bears down towards half forward. Chipped off the ground there by Edmonds. Someone looking for a free kick for a high tackle, and the Bears will take it. And the kick to be taken by
Tony Beckett. Beckett kicks it forward, but to nobody in particular. And the Maggies out of trouble through Kroll. Kroll kicks towards half forward. Bad kick, easily marked in defence by Reynoldson. Reynoldson about to play on, but hasn't been called on to do so yet. Now he is, as he was running straight towards the mark. Curious that. Up in the air, oh, fine grab overhead by Christian. Christian gives possession further afield to Kroll, his half-back flanker. He kicks wide to the flank, where the mark is comfortably taken by Fielky. Fielky closely attended by Smith. Breaks away now, right foot kick towards Taylor, on the chest. Play on. Play on again. Over the shoulder shot by Turner. Up towards Manson. Ball hits the ground. Manson again off the carpet. Can't win the ball. Gets still with it, Manson. Over his head, no. Ball close to the line and goes out. Well played, James Manson. Kept it in the forward line with a lot of endeavour.
They win the points for endeavour, but not for their expertise. Beckham. Whoops, a little shove there. Philip Walsh, number 18, a former Collingwood player as well, and then he went to Richmond, and then he found happiness in Brisbane. Good stuff. Sure. Taylor battling again. Oh, that's a clever mark. A clever mark. The last split-second twist of the body, and he has plenty of bulk, and he's kept out his couple of opponents here in Beckett and O'Brien. And that's a plus for Brian Taylor, and if he kicks this, and he should kick the goal, they're level on 7 points at the moment. The Pies, of course, will have a handy lead, kicking against the breeze at the 12-minute mark, first turn. Waiting on Brian Taylor. Gave it plenty of oomph, and that's a goal, his first. And the Collingwood team leads by that kick.
And a forest there of black and white flags as Taylor runs down the ground to Paddy's captain on the back for passing the ball to him.
Yeah, certainly the Bears have been starting slowly, as they have in several other games. They just can't afford to let Collingwood get too far in front against this breeze. The Bears are breaking down badly across the half-forward line when the ball gets kicked up there. Cloak particularly and Ward are just stopping everything coming their way with it in the air.
The ball hits the ground, sent forward by Banfield to no one in particular, and the mark taken by Kroll. In a little bit of trouble. The thin half-back flanker drives towards half-forward. Mark knocked away from Starcevic, picked up by Campbell. He's pushed off the ball. In goes Micken, can't win the football. On the ground, kick by Turner. Goes forward again. Taylor punches away. Ball on the ground, knocked forward by the Bears. Here's a goal coming up for Manson if he can get clear. He does. Pucks away and puts it through. First goal to James Manson. Third goal to Collingwood, and the Pies against the breeze doing particularly well in this first term. 3-1 to 1-1.
We'll have a look at the game, and you can see that handball, and Manson just made up his mind then that he could seize the opportunity to kick the goal, only 20 metres out. Collingwood lead by 2 goals. Almost 15 minutes into the first term, and into attack again through Fielky. Oops. Keys. Tony Shaw. Handball's good to Starcevic. Wheels around slowly to open up and kicks the ball to Taylor. Taylor and Manson. Wide of Taylor, closer to Manson.
Ben Harris.
Yes, it is. The fullback gets the kick. A short one. Then out to the flank to Mickham. Kick down the wing, looking for the tall McCarthy. 2 Pies are there. Big fella Clark had his hands wrapped around that and is marked on the outer side.
And he gives possession to Morwood. Morwood across the centre towards half forward. Nice interception there, and the Bears are running again. Smith gets it off towards Banfield. He's pushed in the back, but play's allowed to go on. Ball comes down to Beckett. Beckett further possession to Campbell. Campbell sends it into the pocket where it crosses the line for a throw-in.
Yes, they're having problems going into their forward line. They're getting pushed wider. Collingwood are just too strong at the moment.
They seem to be short on the forward and half forward line, as you said. Players out of position. McCarthy, the forward, is playing as a ruckman. The Pies clear it. More Bears there than Pies. And Campbell's taken the mark. Gets a call from Nicken. I don't know whether that was good news or not. Collingwood again with a chance. On the man in front. Lockman, Gatelli's captain, was in best position. Let the little fella take the mark and he plays on.
Shaw sends it out wide where Morwood gave him the lead. That player in turn transfers play up the centre wing. Donnell's fist is there to knock the ball to ground. The kick off the ground favours Collingwood. Ryan gives possession to Turner. Magpies looking good as they go forward towards the big fellow Taylor. Knocked to ground, Hardy under pressure. Chance for Manson, but overruns the ball. Taylor comes back to it again. There's Atkins struggling for the ball on the ground and gets possession. He's grabbed without the footy. Play goes on. No, free kick. Atkins, recruited from North Melbourne after a couple of games, about to take a kick on goal.
He certainly showed too much pace there, even though he was held after he got rid of the ball, but he put himself in front with that extra yard of pace, putting a bad kick.
Yes, terrible disposal there, and the Bears are out of trouble once again.
Kick down towards the centre. The great McCarthy playing well up the ground and short on in numbers on the half-forward line, the Bears, and Collingwood know this. A quick breakaway by Tony Shaw, his first game back after a busted hand, up in the air, looking for the Manson or Taylor. Keys gets it. Pops it through. Not a Bear inside. They're up the pole. So Collingwood lead 18 minutes in by 3 goals.
Yes, at the moment, here's Tony Shaw now, just a little chip shot in centering the ball. It's all very scrambly play. Manson missed it, but Terence Keys, snapshot, which bounces through. Collingwood are just out-scrambling the Bears at the moment. They're too strong and they're blocking them off in their forward line. They've certainly got to lift their game a lot and change their attack into the forward line when they go forward.
Banfield falls over trying to gain position. It's a struggle on the ground, finally picked up by Morwood. He gets a pat on the head from his skipper, says well done, but the umpire McDonald is about to bounce the ball. Slightly in the attack zone for the Bears. Micken flies high and gets first hand of the ball through everybody's legs. Bit of a bumping duel there. He's coming forward off the ground once again. A fly hack doesn't come off this time by Keys, and the Bears have possession. Hardy coming down from the back line, gathers possession, kicks long right into the forward line. Chance for Phillips, who's in front of the pack, can't hold the mark. Off the hands of players and out for a throw in. That's Richardson, the blonde. No stranger he to these hallowed walls. 18.5 minutes gone.
The Bears half forward line. Action needed. There's a certain amount of urgency surrounding the Bears at the moment. Collingwood lead them by 3 goals. The Bears have only kicked 1-1 and they have the use of the breeze slightly in their favour towards the Yarra Falls end and the ball out the back. Good cohesive ruckman rover. Shaw, man running past him, clears the ball well again, out with the wing position. The man was held after he put it down. A good play by Brown against Donnell. Who is the infringer? Oops. Broken. That was bad drop there by Starcevic. Can the Pies get out of it? They're playing the better football. They're going in harder and there's always someone running by. And there's a bit of aggro in the Collingwood make-up today. Reynoldsson running back to take the kick. So it's a 15-metre penalty against Tony Shaw, which will bring Reynoldsson to the centre of the ground. And not too many opportunities here for the Bears. Oh, it fell their way. And Banfield takes the mark on the wing.
Banfield kicks into the pocket. O'Keefe is target. The ball hits the ground. Off hands, O'Keefe cut. Gained possession. And it runs out of bounds for a throw in. 20 minutes gone. First term. McCarthy against Christian. Christian in front, taps down. Banfield reads the pack well, fires at goal and misses for behind. Banfield, that's the best piece of roving off the pack from a boundary throw, and I've seen practically this season.
Yes, he read the ball well. It was a good hit out from McCarthy, and he just broke his way clear. It's just bad luck he didn't steady a bit better, because at this stage they desperately needed a goal to keep them within touch.
Here's Gaffer. Oh, a good kick against the Breeze. Cloak! Oh, we took one before, more difficult than that. Chance for them again. The Bears into it. Phillips maybe from the back. Oh, strong mark, Lockman. And the ball is a little greasy. Stop raining though. 21.5 minutes in as Lockman boots it out a long way. Looking for Cloak again. Fends off one. Oh, Banfield again. This looks better. Nickham gets it. Oh, bad luck for Warwood. Wasn't Warwood, it was Beckett. Has another try at Beckett. Collingwood player trying to crunch his way through. Brown was there as well. A ball up the Bears half forward line.
Cloak does his own roving. Christian it is who gets the kick and sends it into the centre of the ground. Fist by Campbell. Comes back towards him. Campbell from a long way out. Goes the short pass. Oh, his lead fell over. That was Jim Edmund. And this leaves Gaffer virtually on his own, taking the kick around the flank, close to the boundary line. Well, you get close up on the action there. And Donnell it is who struggles for the ball, picks it up, gets collared, and finally it's gone out. 22 minutes gone. Donnell hurt in that exchange. That's Frank Donnell there. Boundary throwing to take place. McCarthy against Cloak. Williams over the back. Taps down to Phillips. Picked up by Williams off the pack. Williams fires towards the kickoff lines. Gaffer struggling. It could bounce, but it did and goes through for a behind.
And Collingwood are leading 4-1 to the Bears 1-3. 23 minutes first quarter, and Gaffer prepares to boot the ball into play again, and Cloak running over there, but heavily guarded by Mickham, so he goes for the short lead to Atkins. That's not bad thinking, but gee, they've got a long way to get back up the other end of the ground. Atkins to the wing. Scouting there by the Bears, a hurried kick. Jeffrey Rains polished a handball there and grabbed around the neck, I thought, but the umpire pushes the players out. Another ball up.
Look at that strong gust of breeze there. Breeze has really sprung up very strongly in the last 30 seconds or so.
And the Windsocks stretching out straight from the goal post at the Yarra Falls end. Christensen threw it out in front, hope to get it again, but little man will come to the rescue. Over the top to Ryan. Collingwood at half-back. Bad handball, intercepted there by McCarthy. Richardson, oh, mistake. Christensen again. All the Bears this time, and Mickham, who's playing around the centre from the back line to the centre, gets a long left footer.
Hooks it in the direction of O'Keefe. A lot of interference there, pushing the back page to Dennis Banks. And he'll take the free kick. Banks getting leads up the middle of the ground, but chooses to ignore them. Kicks in the direction of his ruckman Cloak. Waiting over the back, oops, to take the mark was Peter Smith. And there's a 15-metre penalty. Smith doesn't wait for the penalty to be employed. The mark taken by Brown, who came across the back of the pack to save for the Pies. 24.25 minutes gone, first term. Collingwood leading 4-1 to 1-3. Brown decides to go up the centre of the ground towards Cloak once again. Micken dwells on him and knocks it away. Hand pass gives the ball further afield. Collingwood running once again through Filkey. Filkey sends it out wide and Starcevic takes the mark.
Oh, and he went for the short pass and kicked it straight to the Bears' Harding, who just stood in front of him. So he kicked it straight to him. And then he swings play to the other side of the ground. Good mark, Atkins. Running with a flight. Back up on the outer side by Tony Shaw, and that characteristic little chip
Lane
is Keys.
The lane again.
The lane again, yes. And he runs into the 50-metre area and up to Taylor. He's in front. Big fellows on the ground. He's short. Threads it through arms and legs. But on a diving attempt there by Banfield, is it? On him?
Yes.
It's Philip Walsh, is it? Philip Walsh, it was, for the Bears.
Donnell off. Heard in that exchange on the boundary line a couple of minutes ago. And Fidge is on. That's John Fidge. Number 10 for the Bears, replacing Donnell. Out towards the outer flank. Cloak is leading in the race to the ball, but he shepherds and lets the ball go out for a free kick. Well played, David Cloak. Free kick for the ball having gone out from the kick-in without being touched, and a 15-metre penalty, I fancy, for a bad toss. Well shepherded. That's not often you see the ball being shepherded. And Cloak to take the kick. Goes short. Unguarded. It was Brown. And just on the 50-metre line he'll kick. His previous kicks have had some distance and authority. Possessions this quarter for him total 9 already. Right on the 50-metre line. Spiral punt dropping short. Place to be is in front of the pack. Down to ground picked up by Fidge. Fidge gives possession to O'Brien. O'Brien sends further afield, and O'Brien rather than Smith gets it back close to the line, runs out of bounds practically. Atkins tidies up. Turner for the Magpies. In slows to Starcevic. Starcevic to Ryan. Fires at goal, and a goal for the Magpies. Lovely teamwork developed after a sloppy hand pass coming out of defence.
Yes, the problem was that as he was running out of defence, looking down the field, all he could see was black and white jumpers. He had no one to kick to, so he was forced into the handball. But good balk by Turner. Another good handball by Craig Starcevic. Nice, steady, unhurried shot by Matt Ryan.
Everyone getting into the act for Collingwood. 5 goal kickers for their 5-2. The Bears 1 goal 3, and Collingwood into attack again. Brown's a good player. His 10th possession in this first quarter in 27 minutes of play. The ball back into the Collingwood forward line. They're getting it out of the centre very well. And they're prepared to dive on the football.
Well, that's got to be in the back. I don't mind what you say. He just dived on the man who's holding the ball and hit him in the back. What is wrong with that free kick? Just because it was Brian Taylor and they're playing at Collingwood. Picked up by Williams. Down the ground once again. A chance for Big Reynoldson to gain possession, which he does for the Bears. Sends it high in the air and high into the outer, and the free kick for out on the full.
Yes, exactly right, Dick. That particular passage of play within the back business, it's the same thing as what happened with Ian Roberts last week, the week before with the Swans, who is not going to play for the rest of the year because of kidney damage.
28.5 minutes nearly, and Cloak takes the free kick for out on the full and sends it up to the half-forward line. Struggle of players there. Mark Williams gains possession, gets it out further afield, and it's McCarthy, the great McCarthy, in fact, who has another kick and puts it out on the full. Well, the breeze has got them bamboozled on that side.
Yes, it may have gone out because I think there were 3 Collingwood players there on their own.
Well, here they go. There's 3 Bears on their own this time on a chain of handball. Here's Campbell. He's caught. Tried to fend off one too many. Another one out in the full. That's 3 in a row for the Bears. I think they'll have to send out or keep a helicopter out there to keep feeding the messages to them. And Christian takes the kick, half back. Out there will the out of half forward flank for Collingwood now. Tony Shaw. Jamie Turner this time. And Jeffrey Raines for the Bears. Kicks it out towards the wing position. The man in front position's got to pick it up. It's Banfield, and he's tackled strongly.
Free kick.
His tackle went down a little low, or one arm did.
No, he had handballed the ball out in front of him. He got rid of it, and so the umpire saw that and paid him the free kick for holding the man. Banfield's left foot kick. Good pass to Bernie Harris. Harris decides to play on into a nest of Magpies. Gives the ball back to Banfield. Trouble. You're gone. Holding the ball. How would you like that one? Here, have this. And if you don't mind, there are 3 Collingwood Guernseys to try and get past. And so that was the end of chapter 2. And at quarter time, the Magpies kicking against the breeze. 5-2-32 to Brisbane 1-3-9. And Jeff Leake, as usual, has the goal kickers in the first quarter. Collingwood's way. Hand pass finishes up with Hardy from Reynoldsson. He kicks forward towards McCarthy. Ball on the turf once again. And it's Banfield hustled off the ball. And the Magpies go forward once more. And there's Hardy in possession again.
Yes,
low hand pass that time. Sorry.
Playing a loose man across the half-back line at the moment, Dick.
Campbell sends the ball forward. Williams almost pulls possession. That's a kick in danger. They do play it. Shaw quickly picks up crumbs, gives Cloak possession. He further afield. Nice balk by Ryan. Hand pass to Fielke. Fielke to Cloak is good football. That big fella decides he'll do a gabbo, and it's come unstuck as Hardy, fourth possession for the quarter almost, sends the ball forward. Captain Shaw gets it. Hand pass further afield. Look out as Lockman came forward. Inside the hand pass towards Bernie Harris. Decides to run the paddock. Kicks to nobody. What a terrible kick that was. And Gaffer comes out for Collingwood to give possession further afield to Banks.
Banks dribbles one down the back line, and lucky for he. The ball didn't go out on the full, but I'm sure that he deliberately made that a grubber just to roll out. He was under a lot of pressure then. So Christian and McCarthy to take the ruck work, and it was Christian's hands got that beautifully read there by Williams. Here's Smith for the Bears. But did handball it back into trouble. Jamie Turner, 24 for Collingwood. Couldn't always a shove in the back, up high as well. And the Bears will snaffle a free kick here. Bernie Harris, who's pretty cold, hasn't done much so far in this match, and he's got the kick from the 50-metre line. He gets a lead. Edmund, he ignored him and went the other way. Collingwood playing in the front position. Paul Moore this way, then he goes the other way, drops a short one to Atkins. Lockman now from half-back. Quickly out to the wing position. Fidge had it, slipped. Bad luck for him, and it's out on the full.
No, free kick to Fidge for the push.
Okay.
Fidge right in front of the Riders now. Kicks it back into attack. Big flyers wanted. Up and down in the one spot. Finally, it's Shaw who behind the pack gives possession to Atkins. He in turn to Gaffer. Gaffer's left foot kick towards Brown, and Brown in front holds that mark. Fidge back on the mark, but he gives possession to Gaffer, who ran into trouble and then bounced off an opponent. Back towards Shaw. He into oh dear, both of them hurt in that exchange. Ball goes down. Whistle on the play, holding the man. Free kick to Darren Mullane. Brown very slowly picking himself up in the background as Mullane takes the free kick.
To centre half forward. Well, Taylor dropped back then. He lets Starcevic get in, and maybe that's a good move. Well, Campbell, bad luck. He slipped. Had a chance. Hardy's very solid in this second quarter. Banfield's slow as he runs out, but he's the only player within cooey of it. Now he puts in a spurt up to the half-forward line. Oh, dropped one badly. Bernie Harris a chance. It must be slippy. Good play, Richardson for them. Lovely handball. Edmund brings him right into play, and he gets the goal. And that's the best football that the Bears have strung together in the match so far. Their second goal for the game at the 5-minute mark in this second quarter.
Yeah, certainly the Bears, the only chance they've got to get back in this game is to show much more endeavour, which Hardy's showing the way at half-back. Chona hand passes, Richardson breaking clear, drawing the man to him, giving it to Edmund, who just squeezes the ball in for a goal, which is badly needed. But they have to run the ball into the wind with hand passing and just running and hard work to get back in this game.
4.5 minutes gone, and the ball rebounds, comes out of the centre, comes to Smith. Smith for the Brisbane team. Possession further afield to Phillips. Rains is caught, throws it over his head, play on. Out towards Banks. Banks coming down the wing gives possession to Lockman. Lockman for the Magpies centre wing grandstand side. Looks for Starcevic in front. Good punch away by McCarthy, rather Reynoldsson. Back towards Fidge. Ball hits the deck once again. Campbell is there to gain possession. Oops, missed with a swish. And the mark taken by Brown for Collingwood. Brown's kick is a terrible one. At half volleys to Cloak. He's tackled. Ball comes to ground. Bit of a slip. Cloak goes after it again. Knocks it further forward. Campbell grabbed and holding the ball. Dynamite call.
Yes, he didn't get much of a chance to get rid of it, but the rules, as long as he's consistent. Starcevic, a long one. Recovery here. O'Brien. Oh, but good play by Taylor. His goals! What a lovely kick from the champion full forward from last year who notched his 100 goals. That was delightful, the lap curl around for his second goal. And Collingwood lead by 4 goals all behind.
23 points, is that close?
That's near enough, did it? Thank you.
Yes, Peter Knights has shifted Reynolds to centre-half forward and Michael McCarthy to centre-half back.
Centre infringement, too many bears in the woods. Bears in the woods. And Cloak kicks the ball forward once again. Terrible kick. Bad bounce, but it will bounce nicely for Keys when he can pick it up. He rides out the bump. Awkward hand pass and a chance for the Bears to come away once again. Richardson booed, gives it to Hardy, and that's what, possession number 6 for the quarter for Hardy. Gives the ball further afield. High marks out there not coming. Cloak off the chest and back inside to Christian. Christian a panic to run in. Sends it forward once again. Up towards Taylor. Taylor behind the pack. Manson! Manson to kick from 45 metres out. The breeze will be across the face of his kick. James Manson from Tasmania, playing his second season. High in the air. Brisbane in front of the pack.
It's going against Richardson. He's lost it. The free kick is going Collingwood's way.
And the wrong man's going to take it. The man who was interfered with is not taking the free kick.
Yeah, it was Brown, wasn't it? Right? Yes, he is now. So Brown takes the kick and Richardson won't like that. The crowd getting to him, perhaps. Certainly the Collingwood players are getting to him. They're tackling him every time he touches the football. Brown's kick. Manson had it, lost it. Grabbed by Ben Harris. Across to Campbell. Philip Walsh. The Bears out of trouble. Up to Mark Williams. He slips over. It's Kroll and the ball safely out of play for the Bears anyway on the outer wing.
Once again, Dick, a very controversial decision.
Yes, I couldn't understand it, John.
To reverse scrambling play like that. It's very hard on the player that's earned the free kick.
Yes, well, the story of that one was, of course, that when Richardson had the mark or the ball, the player Brown ran into him and clipped him over the shoulder on the neck with his elbow.
Yes, well, the correct decision, the umpire should have overlooked that, given 15 metres and let Richardson keep the ball.
Exactly. Or if he was going to take the ball off Richardson, bounce it. Don't give a 100-metre penalty. Oak in ruck. Micken first hand to the ball. A swift kick off the ground. And a lot of fumbling going on there. That's Christian on the sports play business. Gives it to Reynolds. His hand pass intercepted. O'Keefe gains possession. Spins nicely out of trouble. Long hand pass puts Rains under the hammer. And it's a passage of nothing football there. Free kick to Collingwood for holding the man. Turner out of the centre. Keys drops it in short towards Starcevic, and he gained possession. He goes to ground. The ball goes to ground, and the umpire says throw it in.
38 Collingwood, 15 the Bears. 10 minutes, 10 and a bit in this second quarter. Collingwood with the win in this term. Oh, little tap on the back there. Hasn't seen. And there's been a few passages, gentlemen, of nothing football in the match to date.
Notice that Rosonico is on for Collingwood, number 32. The ball comes over the back, and there's a free kick to Collingwood for an obvious push in the back, given away by Richardson, and a 15-metre penalty. Brown going at the football. Yes, that's certainly in the back. And Brown to shoot for goal. 10 minutes, 40 seconds gone. Kick by Brown on its way. The goal umpire says that'll do for a goal. It's his second. So he and Taylor both had 2 goals, and singles to Manson, Ryan and Keys for Collingwood. While for the Bears, they're solitary. Well, you can't be solitary if there are 2, can you?
Certainly, Michael Richardson is showing his frustrations. He's not enjoying returning home to Collingwood.
Well, there's that bounce again, and the Pies very quickly to attack through Turner. Stopped there by McCarthy. O'Keefe 31 for the Bears to tap it over. No, but it's the Pies. They're jumping higher, they're running faster, and they're handballing far better. That was Morwood to Banks. Oops, it's a chance. A little fella who, for Collingwood, who kicked it over the line out of harm's way at the moment, but they did have a run on, and that was Matt Ryan, and a throw in the centre wing, and Cloak and Nickham move into the ideal position. Shoulder to shoulder. We thought it was Cloak looking for Atkins. Well, but he's sweated on. Has another chip. Always someone running. Here's Ryan again. A little chip pass. That's good enough. Rosonico gets it. He's a 60-metre kick on here and goes into half forward. Manson upended. Picked up by Keys, and he's almost claimed another one. Rolled through for a behind. And Collingwood lead by 5 goals.
Tony Beckett warming up on the boundary, about to come on. Campbell doing the kicking in, and he finds Smith out there on the flank. Smith a fit of the fumbles, but finally gains it to hand, and his kick is terrible. Collingwood come back into attack again with an equally terrible kick. It comes towards Mark Micken. He's out of the way. Richardson now. And he kicks across towards Williams. Beaten to pace by Crowell. Gives it to Ryan. Ryan the Rover fires for goal. Knocked over the top by Manson for a behind to the Maggies. 13 minutes gone. 46-15. Bears looking bad at the moment. No system. And fairly ordinary disposal. Peter Smith should have marked that.
Should have. The ball's a long way out of top up to John Fitch. Bronx chair into Walsh, a former Magpie player. Or Daisy cover up to the half forward line. Whoops. Not too good there from O'Keefe. Edmund ducked his head, tried to mark on the shoulder, and they're wasting opportunities. Here's a chance. Long dash by Beckett. Handball. Quickly across. Walsh. What's the result? A goal. Because you can never tell these days when the Bears kick a goal because they don't have the support down here. And there's usually a hush. But it's a goal, all right. Walsh, the man who scored it.
Second goal only for this term. And that good bit of play by Tony Beckett, who came on replacing the luckless Richardson, who was roundly hooted as he went off. Well, that makes the Bears a little more respectable. Trailed by 4 goals 1. And Cloak first hand on the ball again down towards Shaw. Tries to keep it going. Wild kick at the ball, gets it towards Williams. Held without possession. Mark Williams free kick. In fact, hands it off towards Phillips. Phillips decides that he won't risk a bounce. Kicks it up, and the mark comfortably taken by Christian for Collingwood. He in turn a short pass. Adkins misses what he should have taken, Doug Hayward style. Gets it over towards Christian. He taps down again. Chance now for Peter Smith. Smith gives possession further afield to Reynoldsson. He is caught with the ball. Ball on the ground. Tapped towards Harris. Harris not free kick. Taken by Shaw. He's under stacks of trouble and gets the free kick for the push. Tony Shaw, the Collingwood captain.
And he's into the possession game again. He's had many this quarter, probably about 6 or 7. Brown's upended. A good swat on by the Pies. Nice pick up by Cloak as well. On the lane. A little chip shot, man in possession there. Starcevic. And that was delightful football. They mixed it up a little bit, Collingwood, but certainly concentrating on the short game. They're leading by 4 goals 1 as Starcevic yet to get on the scoring board. Right angle for the wind and all, and that kick's dropping short. Bush, was it ever? And Harris is going to take that free kick.
And 15 metres. No, he elects not to. The umpire says you've got to. Can't play on there. Harris out towards half-back. Looking for Reynolds. Couldn't get it. Tony Shaw once again onto the trusty left boot. 40-metre kick as usual towards Hardy. Hardy, a free kick going the other way this time. Taylor it is who's going to take the free for being held as he was approaching the ball. Don't worry about the pushing the back to Hardy. That went unnoticed and unpenalised. It's Brian Taylor who gets the free kick.
Well, it's about time they gave protection to full forwards, Dick.
I didn't think he had a chance to mark it anyway. I thought Hardy had the chance. He was in the box seat and got pushed.
That makes up for one at the other end.
15 all. Taylor takes plenty of care. Post. Justice is done.
Yes.
Say the Brisbane fans. Coming up to the 17-minute mark, Jeff, 47-21.
And the man to kick it in is O'Brien. Gives it plenty. Kicks it straight to the opposition player.
Dear, oh dear.
And he puts on the pace and sends a long kick, but it's wide. It's out on the full. But David Cloak spent about 10 years then when he took that mark, and it inspired him to have a dash and have a shot. And O'Brien again. And now it's Captain Shaw. Up to Taylor. Shepherd at Manson came through. He must have said leave it. Not a bad combination with two big men. Good marking big men in Taylor and Manson in that full forward area. And Manson with a 10-metre decrease to his kicking distance.
And penalty.
Yes. Well, we're talking about that's why the penalty against O'Brien. And it means that Manson's going to kick this from no more than 30 metres out.
If you can lip read, you know what James Manson said. Go away.
No. That's it. Manson playing well. Second goal. So Collingwood are 8-5. The Bears 3-3. 19 minutes into this second quarter. Collingwood with the win.
But feeling comfortable. Cloak, whistle, too many Bears in the woods. Centre square violation. 5 men in the square as Cloak kicks the Maggies forward again. All the Bears in possession, and Jeff Rains has taken the mark. One of his very few touches today. Rains will give him a bit of confidence possibly. Not a push in the back. Yes, a push in the back this time. And the Bears' Brenton Phillips takes the mark, free kick or whatever. Phillips decides to go around the flank. He's given the lead by McCarthy, Reynolds rather. Away from him, he comes back to it once again, and the ball is held down for a bounce. 19.5 minutes gone, second term. Collingwood 8-5, Brisbane 3-3. Christian in ruck, the ball comes over the back, and Shaw elects for the safety of the boundary. A little hand pass to the Brisbane trainer.
Long high throw in. Christian beats Reynolds. Scanning's Banfield. Oh, he's not having a good day. That was a terrible error to boot that ball straight into the crowd.
Why didn't Bernie Harris shepherd for him?
Maybe he's a little bit small bodily. So Atkins is going to take the kick for Collingwood and go straight down the ground. Sheltered by the Collingwood hierarchy stand. Oh, Jeffrey Rains with a punch. Could have done better than that. Magpies first in. Out it comes. Hardy had a good second quarter. Look at the way he breaks through the pack. Oh, great stuff, Hardy. Vintage Hardy. The pass is pretty good. The forwards aren't there. Edmonds really been outpointed by Collingwood's gaffer. But the ball is out in the Bears' forward pocket. Collingwood lead 53-21.
He's class. All class, that Brad Hardy. Whatever he does looks good. Christian in ruck. Taps down for Collingwood. And it's Banfield in charge. Picked up by Reynoldsson. Possession to Smith. Smith kicks high in the air, close to the boundary line, and out on the full. Jim Edmund, number 20 for the Bears, couldn't get there, and that's Peter Smith, number 32. Mark Gaffer. Free kick. Chooses the grandstand flank. Target Mullane. High leap, no value. Throw it in. 21 minutes gone now. Tony Shaw. Come here. You want somebody to row for him? Yes. It's Brownie he wants. Christian in ruck once again. Reynoldsson knocked off the ball. Down to ground Harris. Tries to fight on. Cloak dispossessed. Could have been a push in the back. No, play on. That's terrible football, and the umpire finally decides to break it up with a bounce. Nothing very positive there. Centre wing, grandstand side, Cloak in ruck with Micken. Micken taps it down beautifully to Shaw as if he was roving to him. Gives it to Mullane. Mullane into the pocket. Taylor. Oh, good fist by Ben Harris to knock that one, what seemed to be a certain mark on the chest, to Brian Taylor and knock it out of bounds.
Well, Harris is playing Taylor very closely. Because he'd need to. Can't give Taylor an inch. And Micken slips in front. Starts a bit, beats him. Oh, Zonica, yes, with a lot of courage there, dived after the football. A little bit of a twinge in his left thigh for his effort.
Rain's taken off.
And well, he certainly hasn't done much. They need someone with ball-getting ability. Micken again. This time he finds Mullane and across to Atkins. Gets a call from Ryan. Doesn't need it. Straight up towards Manson. Taylor. Rubberchester. Manson again. Down to a Campbell 45. No. Fell over a couple of Bears players. The Bears have picked up the free kick. Harris to take it.
McCarthy.
Sorry.
Yes. Whack in the mouth, but play goes on. Over the back to Micken. He's had the ball knocked away from him, but he's been given the free kick anyway. His kick goes to Williams. Crunch. Out on the full. Well, that really put him under the hammer. They don't particularly like you leaving Collingwood, the Collingwood supporters. They tend to have a thing about that. Bernie Harris burst his way through the pack. On the ground, anybody's free kick. And anybody named Ryan is going to get it. Little Matt Ryan. Kicks the ball towards half forward. Starcevic in front. Ball on the ground, Rosonico. Rosonico close to the line. All dressed up and plenty of places to go. Kicks up towards the kick-off lines. Manson from the side this time. Ball down to Hardy. Whistle on the play. Free kick to the Brisbane boys. And Manson wants to go on with Hardy. Well, they're sorting themselves out. A couple of men in white coming out. Leave him alone, says the umpire. Let us sort it all out here. Free kick? Certainly. Ben Harris. Crash around the neck. Headlock, arm bar, scruff, and then some. And 15 metres. And 30 metres.
And he'll keep going. Now what's the player supposed to do? Turn his back on them? That was Smith, 32, dropped it. And a very negative passage, and the player's a little confused by what's happening recently. Rain's taken off the field. The reason being he had 3 possessions only. Oh, like Skittles. Fidge from the centre. A long kick up to Edmund, but he's nowhere near it. Morwood's taken the easiest mark of the day. Back to Gaffer. Good shepherd there by Phillips. Whoops, I'm in a bit of bother here. The Pies at slippery turf. Morwood's okay. Here's a chance. Richardson this time, yes!
He knows where the goals are at Victoria Park.
He hasn't done much with it, not many possessions, but he certainly knows what to do with it when he gets it. As you said, Dick, particularly at Victoria Park. That's his first goal.
Not a good hand pass by Morwood. Straight to a Brisbane Bear. Beckett Possession to Richardson. A couple of straighten ups and quickly onto the boot. Otherwise, he was going to be mauled and monstered. And he put it through for a goal. 25 minutes and 45 seconds. The Bears starting to look a little respectable, but they'll need a couple of quick ones in time on. Micken hits it down. It's taken by Banfield. Sends forward to Reynolds and misses on the chest. Bernie Harris picks up. Snap at goal by Harris. Woeful shot. Bounced out. Getting plenty of possessions, Bernie Harris, but doing nothing with them. Reynolds in ruck. Tapped down by Christian. Possession to Ryan. Grubber kick. Chance for Banfield, but the line beats him. 26.5, Jeff.
53-27, and Magpies comfortably in front. Jamie Turner hasn't done much today. He's their state representative. Almost looked like a throw. Harris. Good run here. Handballs straight to the opposition. Paul Morwood for Collingwood. Kicks it down to the big fellow Clegg. His move was cut off. Lets the Bears in through Micken now. Micken balloons this one. Brenton Phillips and Reynoldson, but clever mark. Lovely mark by Dennis Banks.
That was almost vintage Banks, that stuff, across the face of the pack. He kicks out in the Morwood direction. Morwood has Atkins feeding off him. Inside if they want to, but a bad hand pass. Comes to ground. Gafer pushes his man blatantly in the back. The ball goes across the line and the umpires just throw it in. Reynoldson in ruck. Christian his opponent. Reynoldson knocks it over the back. A chance for O'Keefe. Gains possession. Handballs away to nobody. Bursts through a pack. Straightens up now David O'Keefe. Left foot shot on goal. Has gone behind. 27.5 minutes gone. Collingwood 8-5-53. Brisbane 4-4-28.
They've increased their margin by 2 points from the 23 that they had at the start of the quarter. If you're talking about Collingwood. As the ball's booted back into play down to the big fellow Clegg and Mick. They both go for it, lose it. Oh, good stuff here. A good run. The Pies kicked that. The lane. Tony Shaw had a real red-hot go at that one. A free kick.
Matthew Campbell.
So Campbell won the back line, but he decides to go straight down the ground now. Time running out for the Bears, 25 points down. Smart roving here.
Fred Nurk.
Turner it was, and down into the forward pocket for Collingwood. A good swat away from the face of the play, and the ball's out the outer half-back flank.
The reason I said Fred Nurk is that was his nickname at Collingwood. Yeah. It still is. Jamie Turner. Ball thrown in. Micken against Manson. Micken total possession. Quick hand pass by Ryan to Shaw. Shaw in turn further afield to Rosonico. Rosonico fires at goal, and he's put it through. And there's the siren for half-time. And the half-time scores, Collingwood 9 goals 5, 59. Brisbane 4 goals 4, 28. Watch the replay first. Lightning hand pass by Ryan to set up Shaw. Shaw to Rosonico in the clear. 35 metres from goal. Look at the concentration, the straight taut incept, the follow through, and the goal umpire saying that'll do. In that quarter.
Yes, in that quarter the Magpies kicked 4 goals 3 against the Bears 3 goals 3.
And the goal kickers, Jeff?
Taylor's got 2 as Brown, Manson, and once to Rosonico kicked that great goal, Ryan and Cole. And for the Bears, it's Walsh, Edmonds, and O'Keefe and Richardson.
So at half-time, Collingwood 9-5, 59, leading Brisbane 4-4, 28. The umpire about to set them in motion once again, and Jeff Leake is to take up the commentary.
Collingwood by 31 points. Just close clashes with Micken. Williams has been tagged pretty well, but he got that kick out of the centre quite well. There's Christian, almost a throw on that one, but the fist was behind it. Number 5 for Collingwood. There was Atkins waiting for the ball to
Collingwood
come
player down behind the play is Christian, in fact, hobbling. Trainers running from all directions.
Strap on his knee. Christian and Cloak charges in. Hits it out to the open spaces. He's Rover. No, it's Bradbury, is it? No, it is. He's Rover and captain. And Smith for the Bears marks in the centre. Gets a call out of the flank. Shoots it quickly down there. Range was taken off in the second quarter. At that point, he'd had 3 possessions only, but he's obviously been G'd up now. Now, the right angle to kick the goal from here with the breeze blowing across his shoulder. He allowed for it, but perhaps not enough. But it's a behind kick by Jeff Rains.
So Brisbane gets the first score of the third term. 4 goals, 5 they are now. Exactly 4 goals behind. Would you believe 5 goals, Dick? Yes, Dick, I would believe 5 goals. 5 goals behind. Banks does the kicking in, looks for Cloak and finds that player. David Cloak hands off to Atkins. Atkins in turn to Ryan. Ryan has options open to him, but kicks towards Taylor's lead towards the pocket. Racing out to gain possession, Mullane. Mullane to Rosico. Over the top, James Manson mark. Big Jim flies high. Got the big ride. Knee in the ribs. 4th mark. The high-flying Apple Islander. Kicking from 25 metres out, almost straight in front. Say no more. Number 3 to Big Jim. One in each quarter.
Yes, it's a very awkward kicking style by James Manson, but straight through the middle for that goal. It was resulted in Collingwood bringing the ball quickly with 2 or 3 quick handballs coming right from their back line, running it right up the ground, and meant to be a fairly easy goal in the finish.
Manson's has 4 shots for goal. He's only in 3-1. His keys puts Collingwood back into attack up the big fella Taylor. He knocks it off. Atkins, can he get there quickly? He's only a few metres in front of him. No, he couldn't bend and pick it up quickly enough. The Bears were hot on his hammer. He did the next best thing and chipped it or tapped it through from behind.
10-6-66 Collingwood. Brisbane 4-5. Back into play once again. Banks strides forward. Hardy off the crumbs. Kicks towards half forward. Over the head of all and sundry. Comes to Brenton Phillips. He loses possession. Tackles Morwood well. Plays called to go on. Range number 4. Pushed out of the way. Edmund in there. Gafer with the ball. Bounce required. No. Free kick. Whack on the ear. Gafer it is going to take the 15-metre penalty. Play goes on into the middle. Banks held without the football, and the play will be held up. Well, Dennis Banks goes back to deliver. There's his kick. Beautiful possession to Ryan, who made space just outside centre-half forward. Taylor balks the lead, then goes back into the kick-off lines. Ryan kicks up towards there. Taylor in front of the pack, ball punched away, hits the ground. Richardson in the race to the ball, can't get possession. Banfield, Walsh falls over, trips over, and the umpire says, Walshy, you better take the kick. He does from the back pocket.
Straight into the arms of Cloak. He and Nicken, his opponent, that's his 4th mark, is staying around the centre of the ground. It's a good kick from Cloak up the tail, but one arm held, or one arm holding Ben Harris, and again he takes that clever mark with beautiful use of his great bop.
Once round him, twice round the gas.
Exactly, Beck. Right. And you couldn't give it to a better man. If you want a goal, he's already kicked 2. Manson's kicked 3. Collingwood leading by 6 goals, 1. Very handsome lead, particularly as they're kicking into the breeze in this 3rd term. No doubt about it. Taylor 3 goals, Manson 3 goals. Collingwood leading by 7 goals, 1. 6 minutes into this 3rd term.
Yes, too strong now, Brian Taylor. Even though one of David Cloak's better long delivered kicks Great drop punt right up to 20 metres out. Taylor bustling with Harris, but too strong, holding him away with one arm, keeping his body in front and his rear posterior pushed out, and took a comfortable mark on the chest.
6 minutes gone. Third term, game almost over as far as Brisbane's concerned. Clark hands to the ball. Turner's hand pass intercepted by Reynolds, rather McCarthy. McCarthy sends forward, but to nobody in particular. Crowell sends the ball towards Mullane, and Mullane takes the mark centre wing. Bradbury, I'm sorry. Heavily disguised as Mullane. Kicks towards centre half forward. In front, Rosonico skillfully gets the ball to Turner, now to Ryan. Ryan's kick not too good. Charging out from the back line is Fidge. Fidge for Brisbane. Sends it back. Mark missed there by Gafer. And to Rosonico again. No. Rosonico inside to Crowell. Crowell caught. Holds the ball and is penalised. I heard them say penalised 15 times last night, and the word is penalised.
Here's Jeffrey Rains to the attacking side of the ground. Richardson waits behind Banfield. Oh, Magpies happen to be at the right place at the right time. Always. Here's Lachlan. He's caught. Oh, crikey. Well, it wasn't kicking in danger, but it looked bad. Ryan rushes off. Mark Williams, former Collingwood skipper, now vice captain of the Bears, was right there when the action was taking place.
Oh, if that wasn't kicking in danger, you've got a head full of hair. Down the ground, Williams. Lockman sends the Magpies forward. Hardy, loose man on the back line, picked up skillfully by Fidge, runs straight into trouble and bounces off. Well shepherded by Micken. Fidge sends Brisbane forward again. Looks for O'Keefe behind. Well scouted by Manson. In heaps of trouble. Phillips, short and quick kick by Phillips. The boundary umpire said it's out of bounds.
Steve Reynolds was going to run into a gift goal. The throw in. The Bears half forward line. Goodness knows they need goals. They're trailing by 7. Indelicate handball by Rains. Here's Richardson just inside the line. Tony Shaw now for the Pies. Up to number 60. Would you believe that? Number 60 at Collingwood. Didn't think he was going to make the grade. The 16-year-old youngster. That's young Keys, but he's there.
Must get his Guernsey awfully wet when it rains. That's a mark taken by Peter Banfield. Hands off towards Wash. He's in trouble. Gives it back to Banfield, who's in bigger trouble. Oops, he's down after he kicks. No free kick downfield. Brenton Phillips, a chance for the Bears. Cut, all dressed up, nowhere to go. Harris, a banana kick on the ground and through for behind. Nine minutes gone. 72-30.
And here's Kroll, a little kick to himself, then he changes direction and comes around the inner side of the ground, protected from the breeze. Turner had it, lost it. Chipped on again by Brown. Here we go.
Isn't he lucky? He played on. He played on with a handball.
And he gets the free kick. I think maybe because he was grabbed around the feet that time. Into the centre. Lockman gets a good call from Atkins on the inside. Handball's not terribly good, but Banks is a good player. Cleverly did it then. Cloak off the fresh air shot. Oh, nearly a mark. Good calling by the umpires there. It's whipped out quickly. The Bears in possession. They clear it. Number 32. Oh, indecision there. Banfield gets it. Lost it. Jeffrey Rains with a lot of balance, playing a better game. He had 3 possession. He was taken off in the first half. Running underneath it. Whoa.
Starcevic pushing it back.
It's a shot, but it's play on. No, the umpires. Yes, Dick, you're right. He's called it up. And you get that free kick for a push in the back in the last line of defence.
10 minutes gone, third term, and there is the push in the back, if you don't mind, please. Starcevic shifted from centre half forward to full back. Flying high, knocked away by McCarthy. Down towards Ryan. He overruns the ball. Struggle of players on the ground. Finally emerging is Beckett. Hand pass to nobody, intercepted by Collingwood. Now Gafer. Gafer from defence turns it into attack, kicks towards half forward. Atkins is target, punches on. Taylor a chance, he picks it up. Hand pass to Shaw. Goal coming up for Collingwood. Over the top. Easy as you like to Darren Mullane. First goal, but easy as you like.
Third goal for the quarter for Collingwood, and quickly looking at it again, and Shaw, and he nearly handballs it right through for the behind post there. But bit of juggling by Mullane and a clever screw kick around the post for his first goal, Collingwood's 12th. (78-30). Magpies in a runaway victory at the moment. This is the third term, and here's Turner for Collingwood. Quickly down to the forward line. Mullane again. Clever play, Mullane. Another goal. 2 goals in a minute. Well, gee, if they ever needed a shot now, Magpies have just received it.
Yeah, certainly good play by Turner. Breaking through, dodging. An awkward-looking kick. But Collingwood just seemed to be in front all the time. Strong play by Mullane, walking, left foot snap over his right shoulder for his second goal.
Pass to the centre, big smash by Cloak. Sends the ball out. Here's that man Mullane again. Heavily disguised as Bradbury, who sends it across the line for a throw-in. That's Bradbury. Ex-Essendon player. 12.5 minutes gone. Out of bounds, centre wing, grandstand side. Cloak in front. Another big smash down. Tony Shaw knocks on towards Ryan. Rains in front. Gains possession. Grabs the ball. Wild hand pass taken by Cloak. Misses the run of the ball. Picked up by Micken. Possession to McCarthy. Bears going forward. Who's at home for them? Smith tries to take the crumbs off the pack. Shot at goal by Peter Smith. And he's put it through for a goal to Brisbane. Much needed, belated, and very, very well played.
Yes, the benefit of a long kick by McCarthy right down. Smith got the ball to the ground on a quick snap, but as correctly called, Dick, a very belated goal. And, the Bears are looking very poor at the moment, and the 8 goals now behind, it's just hard to see them getting much closer.
David Cloak standing like a lone sentinel. 13.5 minutes, Jeff. It's that third term.
And Reynolds in the ruck now, but Cloak has beaten him as well, and Rains has lifted his game, and that's a typical Jeff Rains 60-metre kick. Oh, crikey, Lockman almost. Bernie Harris hasn't scored yet, but he's had a few kicks. Nice little pass there to his skipper, Mark Micken. And maybe the Bears can repeat the dose and kick a couple of quick goals, which heavens knows they need it. Just 40 minutes into this third term, they're 8 goals behind. Nice kick. Hit the post. Bad luck.
Just when they needed a goal, the skipper couldn't oblige. 14 minutes. Crowell decides to play kickies to himself. Looks a bit like Twiggy Dunn, that man, as he kicks the ball forward. The old Collingwood player. The skinny legs and the long stride and a bit of a stoop, but it's out for throw-in.
Got a bit of pace there, same fellow as Crowell. Cloak, great player for Collingwood today. Battle on here is young Gafer. Ripper Atkins really caught with it. Richardson in there for the Bears. Push. They're giving him plenty of attention. Every time he goes anywhere near the ball, there's a Collingwood player or 2 or 3 right on him. Pushing, shoving, you name it, it's there. And Richardson, with them leading, trailing by 8 goals. Micken a chance. Well, had to beat 3 of them. The Rover Atkins waits down. Nice handball. Crowell again. Back pocket, Lockman. Then up to Turner. He's got the sit here. Jamie Turner, Collingwood's interstate representative for their battle against South Australia this month. Up towards Bradbury. Out of play. Throw in, centre wing.
15 and a half minutes gone. Collingwood 13-6, Brisbane 5-7. Ball hits the ground. Brown going underneath that, knee in the chest. As, Mr. Brown will have come up with a shirt full of sore ribs after the game. Manson doing the ruck work. Down the tap to Bradbury, who loses possession. Too high the tackle. Peter Bradbury to get the free kick.
I could have sworn he ducked his head.
I wouldn't say you nay. There he goes towards half forward. And over the back, anybody's. Ryan. Williams intercepts, and here comes Brad Hardy. Runs his full measure. Long spiral towards Gaffer. Gaffer holds the mark. I got it, says O'Keefe. I was the man in front. No, you didn't, said the umpire. Gaffer goes across the ground, in fact. Finds Banks. Banks finds O'Brien for Brisbane, and if that's not 15 metres, I'll go he.
Yes, he must have heard you.
O'Brien kicks the bear. Oh, disgraceful. Absolutely disgraceful, because they're...
It's wasteful football, isn't it? So Gaffer across to Paul Moore and then to Atkins, and they've come back from whence they came almost. Atkins, oh, good kick on the run. That's a good effort from him to Manson. Big fellow. 5 marks. Brian Taylor's taken 4 marks, and these two have kicked 6 of Collingwood's 13 goals. Nearly there. Oh, finger tipper and rushed through. By whom? Williams. That's a behind for the Pies. So they lead 85-37.
17 and a half minutes gone, third term. Straight down the middle, and that's better disposal, and Reynoldson takes the uncontested mark. Phillips to Fidge. Fidge goes long, given the lead by Smith. He's not in the contest. Not now anyway. Richardson follows up. Over he goes. Misses the footy. Clever to Kroll. Kroll, in fact, kicks towards the lead given to him by Manson. Knocked away from that player, Bradbury. Feeds inside to Ryan. Ryan evades the tackle. Puts it up in the air for Taylor. Taylor in front. On the chest, Brian Taylor, quite easy.
All his marks have been on his chest. Good wet weather football, perhaps, John?
Yes, well, at least since Brian Taylor has been playing in front, Jeff, he's a much better footballer. He's giving away less free kicks. Big and strong, good accurate kick.
What a great angle on this camera shot. No need to tell you what happened to that one. You can't get better than be right behind him.
Well, a kick in by Brad Hardy. He's had the balance of Torval and Dean today. He's not slipped once. Ball control has been perfect. See what happens here. He's muffed this one. And he will not get any points from his coach Peter Knight nor his teammates for that effort. It was shot. He knows it. Does he ever? So we'll have another throw in. At this stage, the Bears in heaps of trouble. Fidge kicks him out. Richardson judged the bounce well. Should give the handball. Does give the handball to McCarthy, who was a bad player in the half-forward line. Not much better on the half-back line. Paul Moore dropped it, but receives a push or over the shoulder. He'll take the kick at half-back.
Norwood to send the Magpies forward again. Does so over the centre line. And in front is McCarthy to mark on his chest and receives a little bit of a roughing up and half a cauliflower ear from Manson. Sends the ball out. Walsh. No, that wasn't Walsh, but it doesn't matter. It's Cloak in the van. Ball hits the ground. Banks tidies up nicely. Hand passes out in front of him. Williams in hot pursuit. Grabs hold of Banks, but can't make a deposit. There's the time on the screen for you. Cloak does his own roving. Gives it to Kroll. Kroll's kick is not a good one. And Walsh coming forward now to Campbell. Campbell sends Brisbane right to the 10 kick-off lines, and Micken is there to use his body, nudge Starcevic out of the way and take the mark. Captain not been playing on the ball in this quarter. He's been virtually resting down forward. He's on his preferred kicking side. And what's he done? Behind. It's all very well having the big fellows up in goal, in front of goal, but if you can't kick them after you mark them.
Exactly.
Yes, their forward line today really has been pathetic all day. Even right from the first quarter, they've had no idea of any system.
He's very active. He has a little kick to himself and then runs one way then the other. Does it every time. The Bears Hardy on the forward line now for the Bears. Free kick. Free kick going Collingwood's way.
Dennis Banks.
And Banks gets the low kick to the wing. The lead there from Lane. Lane's kicked 2 slashing goals in this third term. Collingwood have kicked 4 goals to the Bears 1 in this third quarter. Atkins caught, almost holding the ball. Tunnel balls out the back. Campbell for the Bears.
Starcevic on the centre wing, grandstand side, holds them up. 22 minutes gone. Starcevic towards full forward. Taylor in front of the pack, backs up towards it. Ball hits the ground. Campbell for Brisbane. Back from whence it came. All Collingwood there. Ball hits the ground. Fidge caught, forced a hand pass. Ball hits the ground again. Shaw holds onto a Brisbane jumper. But the umpire says bounce. Right in front of the Collingwood Social Club as Christian rejoins the fray. Tap down to Richardson. He's well shepherded. Richardson inside to Reynoldsson. The Bears running in numbers for a change. Slipped over. O'Brien. Rains straight through the pack. Runs straight at the ball. Picks it up. Shoots it forward towards Micken once again. The bounce helps Gaffer. Gaffer puts his man under pressure. That's Banks. Drop the ball red hot and play on. How lucky are you, Dennis Banks? How lucky. Watch this.
Yes, it's hard to get credit for a good tackle.
Oh, that's a classic holding the ball.
Look at Rain's kick for goal. That was a gem.
And it is.
Brilliant snap.
Now, Jeff Rains will just have to pause and wait on the umpire putting him the flags to air. But he was taken off in the second quarter because he had 3 only possessions. Came back at the start of this first term and he's been one of their best players. He's had 7 possessions for this quarter in 23 minutes of play.
Yes, a brilliant attack on the ball by Jeff Rains a minute ago where he came through. 3 Collingwood players really attacked the ball.
Fly hack by Bernie Harris, puts it forward towards O'Brien. Gains possession, held without the ball, and O'Brien takes the free kick.
O'Brien's kick. Mark Micken and Christian. On and good play by Rains again. Delightful. Oh, was deflected handball. Harris was in perfect position. Crowell has it. Gives it to Christian. Christian will kick it down to Jamie Turner. Marker Turner. Phillips is about to pinch it and run on. But Turner had his hands on it. Half back line and 2 of his teammates on the wing. Lockman it is. Shaw calls for it. Spins out of trouble but lost it. Campbell. Ball up. Third quarter, 24-minute mark. Collingwood lead 85 to the Bears 44.
Coming up to the 25-minute mark in the third term. Bounce on the Collingwood. Oh, that's in the back. Picked up by Atkins. Atkins sends Collingwood forward. Oh, fine mark there by Brown. One of Collingwood's busy players, Gavin Brown. Given lead short. Given lead in the pocket by Mullane. Kicks towards that lead. Tapped down by McCarthy across the line and out of bounds for a throw-in. We're playing extra time now. 25 minutes plus. Time on, or added time. Extra time if you like. Tap down Reynoldsson. No, he grabbed it himself. Decided he'll do it all. Hand pass over the top to Mark Williams. Williams in turn kicks it forward, but it's all Collingwood. Brisbane's disposal today has been an absolute disgrace.
Lockman's kick is good. That's, I suppose, it's okay. Another long kick from Clark. Reynolds in front, but the ball bounced away from him. McCarthy there as well. Manson couldn't get the handball through. Atkins does. Brown. Oh, a shocker. Oh, and a great one.
Play on.
Yes, well, it's a play on, but a great effort by Manson.
Well, it went 10 yards up.
Exactly. That doesn't count, though, does it?
No, it's got to go 10 yards along. Collingwood in attack. Ball in their right forward pocket. McCarthy. Fidge for Brisbane. Centre of the ground. Banks has the skill. O'Keefe the fly hack, though. Comes off to Morwood, and that travelled 9.99 metres and was good enough for a mark. Here's Mullane. Inside. The running player is Crowell. Crowell fires at goal. And it's out on the full. 26 and a half minutes.
And here's Reynolds. Down to Brenton Phillips. Didn't look like it. Bradbury. Kroll. Brown. Mullane. He kicked 2 goals in this quarter, but that's missed by a mark. Another one out in the full. And Reynolds, who took the last one, will have another chance to get the ball perhaps further down the field this time. The Bears 41 points behind. 2 minutes of extra time in this third quarter.
Wilson this time. Closer to the boundary. With McCarthy up off the hands of the pack. A low kick underneath the stretched out arms. There's a smothering arms by Williams. Has put it out for a throw-in. Mark Williams, last year's Collingwood captain. And they're about to throw the football in again to resume play. 27 and a half minutes gone, third term. Collingwood well and truly in front. Ball hit Cloak on the head. Bounces to Hardy. Hardy sends Brisbane forward again. The big fly, Jeff Fraines couldn't pull it in. Recovers well. Pops it up in the air. Where is big Mark Micken? Christian in front. Micken interferes with him. Scouting well is Banks for Collingwood. And the Magpies out of trouble again. Banks hugs the boundary line and finds Bradbury, who marks in the field of play.
He looked good the way he just plopped onto the turf and took the little skid and the cushion. Turner. Not this time. Brown. Williams for the Bears. Well played, Mark Williams. Oh, the handball of Bernie Harris, and he ducked his head. Strong tackle coming at him. Bernie Harris has the football. Turner on top of him. A dead heat. The umpire to ball it up.
Kindly replace the Divots umpire, which he did. 28 and a half minutes gone. Cloak wins handsomely against Reynoldson. On the ground, a Brisbane player being held without the footy was Beckett. And there's a bit of a dust up behind the play. Brown and Harris are fair dinkum towards Reynoldson, who holds the mark. Ryan and Harris still having a go at each other. Long spiral towards Micken. On the ground, Rains. Knock on by Micken towards Hardy. Hardy playing for the free kick. Can't get it. Can't get possession either. Ball on the ground to Rains. And there's the siren to end hostilities. And at the end of the third term, Collingwood 13 goals, 7 behinds, 85 points. Brisbane 6 goals, 8 behinds, 44 points. John? Good moment to join us, because the umpire is about to set them into motion to start the last quarter with a 41-point lead to the Magpies. Jeff?
And Richardson takes the football on his run down rather strongly on the half-forward line. The ball is dead on the 50-metre line. Umpire will ball it up. Collingwood have outplayed them all day. They had a maximum margin of 54 points in that third quarter. They lead by 41 at the moment. The Bears half-forward line. Wall of players here. Here's Dennis Banks. He's held. He's held. Didn't have the football. We'll take that. And Collingwood kicking with an easing breeze in this final term towards the Yarra Falls end, and he's bringing it round. Bit of jiggery pokery there. Gay for number 3. Clever attempt there by O'Brien. Bounces up like a rubber ball and looks for a lead on the half-forward line. Kicks it towards Williams. Someone said leave it. For Williams, he turned his back. Good raving by Shaw. Brown's been a good player for Collingwood. O'Keefe out-positioned him. free kick. Brown's way for Collingwood.
Coming up to the 1.5 minute mark of the last term. Brown's kick to half forward. Looking for Cloak. High in the pack, McCarthy gets the ball away towards Hardy. Hardy had Richardson inside him, but elected to take the kick himself. Out there is Banks. The ball bounces kindly for him, pursued by O'Keefe. Feeds the ball inside to Crowell. Crowell sends Collingwood forward with a neat pass to Turner. Turner has nobody guarding him. Kicks to the unguarded Manson at centre half forward, and it looked just so easy for Collingwood as they came forward with neat disposal of hand and foot. 6th mark by James Manson, the former champion from North Hobart, and almost a cult figure here at Victoria Park. In this is only his 2nd season. He's within kicking range, about 40 metres out, almost straight in front. Goal number 4. And he's kicked a goal in each of the 4 quarters thus far. 3 from March and his first goal from a snatch. Here's that pass again. Crowell, delightful pass of the football. Further afield to Turner. Turner, just a pop shot over the top. Again, good pass, good disposal, and the easiest of marks, followed by a good goal.
A goal lead to the Pies, all to the point. Jeffrey Rains, who's played well in the 3rd quarter and continuing his final term, although Rains was taken off in the 2nd term. Bernie Harris puts the Bears into attack. Here's Lockwood for Collingwood, miles in front of Richardson, and has a gallop around the outer wing, a lovely kick down the wing to Malay, and that was a gem of a pass. Travelled at 100 miles an hour, and he was running flat out. He played it well. In the lane, down to Cloak. The big fellow is marked. Cloak and Manson and Taylor have been match winners for Collingwood. Good play.
Keys. Rosonico pulled off the ball. Grabbed there by Ben Harris, and he is in turn wrapped up by Brown. And they're going to call for a bounce. Nearly 4 minutes gone.
And a bounce. Collingwood's goal. McCarthy. Off. Bradbury. Bradbury just happened to be there. The short kick came off the boot, slid it off virtually, and Bradbury got under it. Just tucked it into his chest.
That line in front of him is in fact the 50-metre line.
And he kicks about 10 metres on the inner side of that. About 40 metres, of course, from goal. Got a nice kicking style. And it won't make the distance. He couldn't kick 40 metres. The Bears have marked it through the big fella Ben Harris, then spins it across towards Brenton Phillips. He got off the hook here. Banfield up to
Boo. Williams. Mark Williams around the boundary line, and it goes across for throw-in. Up to Boo.
It can only be one of 3 players. Williams, Richardson or Rains, who they boo all the time.
Boo-hoo or boo. In front of that little scoreboard that shows Collingwood in the darkness, 14-7 to Brisbane 6-8. Been playing 5 minutes. Tap down. Harris hustled off the ball, picked up by Rains. Boo. And the umpire says holding the man, Jeffrey Rains, favoured by the free kick. Too far out to score. 60 metres out. Rains puts it up towards the kick-off lines. Big mark, Micken.
Now he's had 2 shots for goal, hit the post with his first and kicked it behind with the second. His 5th mark.
Big fellow, left foot for goal, right through the middle. That's the 7th for the Bears.
A very belated one, though. Just a matter really how much Collingwood win by, and Collingwood have been enthusiastic all day. Their disposal certainly has been much superior to the Bears. At least they've got someone, when they try and reach their men with hand passing and foot passing, whereas the Bears have been wasting the ball all day.
And they trail by 6-5, and it's a bit like Scandinavia here at the moment, with the clouds, very dark ones over Victoria Park. You can hardly see. Clever mark to Turner.
Morwood.
Well, heavily disguised as Turner, and Morwood in the 45 by 45 square. Gets a call from Bradbury, who left booted down to the half-forward line. McCarthy, good one, and a free around the neck. McCarthy puts in the half kick here, up towards Smith. Not much up forward line for the Bears to kick to, but he goes for Williams. But there's two Magpies there, and one of them marks it, and it's Lockman.
Lockman, number 17. Michael Lockman, 15 metres. And he'll get another one because he isn't hurrying back. No, the umpire kindly disposed towards him. Lockman kicks to half forward. Crowell! No, it's big Jim Manson. Long hand pass into trouble. High tackle. No holding the ball. Looked high to me. Brad Hardy to take the free kick. 7.5 minutes. Hardy, long disposal towards half forward. Cloak is there to thump the ball to ground. Picked up by Richardson. Boo. Holding the ball so the Collingwood fans, the umpire agrees. Cloak picks up crumbs, goes forward. Chance for Turner. Palms off Hardy. Gives the ball inside once again. Collingwood running once more. Fielke towards Taylor. Almost marked by Harris. He's grabbed by Taylor. Ball's on the ground. Play on calls the umpire and finally decides on a bounce.
There's Brian Taylor, a little unlucky the last 2 or 3 times. He's been caught behind, but the kicks into his area have been very poor.
Taylor's kicked 3 goals, but Manson's kicked 4. Brown's been a strong player for Collingwood on the forward line, and Rains, after being taken off, really responded and played well. Lovely kick out there towards Bernie Harris. Calling forward is Philip Walsh. Then up to O'Brien. Gafer, the consummate backman, played it well, just stumped it away from the eager hands of O'Brien, and a throw in the Bears half-forward line. And the Pies lead by 41 points.
8.5 minutes gone, last quarter. 33 is Cloak. Again, an uneven struggle against the wingman O'Keefe. Tony Shaw leading in the race to the ball. He gets possession eventually by the hand pass. Gives it to Ryan. Magpies running forward to half forward. Manson the man behind, but the man in front has the mark, and that's McCarthy. He in turn to Fidge. Fidge disposal towards Smith, and Smith takes them up. 15 metres later. Play on now as he gives it to Campbell. It's well shepherded, but Campbell's kick is towards Reynoldsson, and Reynoldsson marks possession to Rains. Rains through the centre, Boo towards full forward area, and Micken knocked to ground. All Magpies. Picked up by Turner. He's grabbed, but gives it to Morwood. Morwood in turn to another Magpie going past, who was Kroll. Kroll towards Manson. He misses. Takes an air shot when the ball was not 15 metres away. Play on to Fidge. Fidge is tripped. Takes the free kick. No, hands it over. What's going on here? Banfield with the free kick.
That's Reynoldsson. The Bears are starting to put a spurt on, but they've left their run too late. They're 41 points behind, and Reynoldson's been brought forward by 15 metres and pings a short one to Phillips. Oh, they're lairising across to Richardson. Strikes a tackle this time, then lines up with a long kick, and that's a goal. Second goal for Richardson in a fine piece of play.
The Bears starting to give a little bit of cheek. Mike Richardson knows where the goals are at Victoria Park and how to kick them, and that is a prime example of his art. Ten and a half minutes gone in the gathering gloom, John.
Jeff Rains and Brendan Phillips ruck raving, changing back pocket, just following their men as they go.
Rains down, Cloak in command. Palms down, but the Bears go forward again. Rains once more, swings possession towards Smith. He captures Morwood. Morwood in turn to Turner. Off the half-back line, Bradbury. Bradbury kicks towards Manson. Has it stolen from him. Tries to tap on. Does so to Taylor. Taylor, shepherded by Shaw. Swings ball over shoulder to Atkins, who marks at the point of the square. played 64 VFL games, but this is his third only, I think, for Collingwood. No doubt about that one. Graham Atkins' first goal. Collingwood have 15 on the ball.
There's a quick answering goal. Even at this stage, so far ahead, Collingwood just can't afford to relax. There's no doubt they're going to win the game, but they have to teach all their young players how to go right on with the game and win by big convincing margins.
Although the Bears are picking back Collingwood, Magpies still lead by 35 points. And why do the Bears save their best for last? They lost it in the first quarter virtually. First half certainly. Brown puts them into attack again. McCarthy's having a top last quarter and a long kick right out to the wing position. Marked out there by Walsh. Hovers around the mark and waits for someone to run into position. It's Bernie Harris deep on the half-forward flank. Into range. Maybe they think he can win the match for them. He's played an enormous second half. Mark Mickett. No, can't mark it this time. There's three Pies right on top of him. Umpire standing there to ball it up.
Starcevic back on for Collingwood. And Manson off. Bears in attack. Mickett taps forward. Taken by Lockman for Collingwood. Norwood, a stuttery run. Better learn to speak and kick. But his disposal not as accurate as he would have liked. Bears coming forward from Reynoldson. Inboard to Fidge. Fidge fiddling a little, gives it to Campbell. Campbell well shepherded, bangs away towards the kickoff lines. Big pack of players. Picked up by Hardy. He's pushed. No, he had the ball, says Cloak. He had the ball. He's holding the ball, says David Cloak. The umpire said stiff.
Oh.
Yeah, pushing it back. See you later. Micken had it right. What it deserved, call the Collingwood fans. That's all it deserved. 14 minutes gone. 15-8 to 8-8.
Nevertheless, number 5, Brad Hardy, is running into somewhere near his best form. Kick out is good. Reynolds in there. Cloak as well. Shown a handball. Toll. Then down to Starcevic. McCarthy had him. And McCarthy plays it well. Good pick up. Whoops, Brenton Phillips. Banfield. Phillips again. Hooks it out. Bernie Harris this time. Bears are getting in a flurry in this final term. Ross waits out the pack for the handball. Hardy from the back perhaps. No, too slow. O'Brien, free kick to Turner.
Turner from half back towards the centre of the ground. His target is Cloak in front of the pack. Ball hits the ground. Mullane tackles well. There's Norwood. He's grabbed. Ball held to him for a bounce. Bounce down. 15 minutes gone. Collingwood easily 15-8 to 8-8.
Fifteen, 8-9. 15-7, 8-9.
Free kick. And the Bears, Philip Walsh takes it. And it falls neatly to the hands of Gaffer. Well shepherded by Norwood. Gaffer kicks the ball forward, but his disposal is poor, marked by Fidge.
John Fidge. It's a good kick as well. Oh, almost a one-hander. O'Keefe. Here go the Magpies again. They know what to do with it, and the Bears are letting them do it today, by the way. It's a bit of practice run for handball and running to position. Too high. Good attempt, though, on Williams. And the Magpies will really pounce on him. Hardy!
15 metres. No.
Now, Hardy had a shot before. Missed. Behind, surely he can size him up this time and kick the goal. 40 points behind the Bears. 16 minutes last quarter. Good kick. Okay, this time for a behind.
Turner on the 50-metre line. Collingwood coming forward across the centre line towards Cloak. Ball knocked down. Picked up by Campbell. Possession to Phillips. Phillips, good one to O'Keefe. O'Keefe decides he'll wait. He waits for somebody to run into space, and that somebody is Richardson. He runs into the space, can't take the mark, and the Bears come unglued. Collingwood coming out of attack once again, down towards Tony Shaw, and he lets it go across the line with a bit of an unintentional fumble. .5 minutes. Starcevic in ruck. Wins the tap down. Crowell first to the ball. In the back, was it? Holding the ball. No, in the back. Play on. His kick is good and taken by Lockman. Lockman forward again. Cloak the target. The target misses the prize. Fights on hard for the ball. Ryan is there for Collingwood. Picks up. His hand pass smothered. Walsh, number 18. Campbell shepherds and gets one for his corner. That's a fingertip mark by Reynoldsson, which is allowed. 18 minutes gone. Collingwood running out easy winners.
And Reynoldson's kick to half forward. O'Keefe. Oh, clever mark. Oh. Floated off the ground and took it beautifully. And Gayfer it is the back man to the centre, and here goes Brown again. Umpteen possession today. A little chip. Can Taylor get there? Yes. He's played in front of Ben Harris all day. Harris has been scratching his head.
Is that a free kick?
I don't think it's a free kick for scratching the head, particularly your own. But Taylor's kicked 3 goals. All these marks have been taken on his chest today. And that kick's gone slap dab through the centre. Registering Collingwood 16th. Almost at the 20-minute mark in this final term. So he joins Manson now, as you see this pass coming to Taylor, who's already moving very quickly. The rest, you know, he didn't kick the goal. He's 4th.
Reynoldsson wins the tap, but it goes towards Collingwood, and the Magpies going forward once again. Keys loses possession. Picked up by Walsh. On the ground, Banfield. Taps towards Hardy. He in turn captures a Collingwood opponent coming through Lockman. Off the ground, Tony Shaw. Beaten for pace by Campbell. Shaw dives. Good save by Shaw to knock the ball out of bounds and out of Campbell's possession. Reynoldsson bumped out by Cloak, then fends him off. Fly hack by McCarthy, picked up by Turner. He in turn to Fidge, and Fidge for Brisbane takes the mark. 20 minutes gone. Fidge goes out, giving the lead to Walsh. Butterfingers misses it.
Butterfingers, eh? A former Collingwood player as well. Atkins into an open area. Fidge. Turner. 2 Collingwood men here. Well done, Turner. Not so well done. McCarthy's about 4 marks in this final term. Ooh. Campbell Corser. Lockman. Nice piece of balance and judgment there by young Lockman. Then the kick to the pocket, but all the Bears there. Fidge. Nope, not this time. Now to range. Lovely kick to the centre.
Slice in the back. Kick.
And Mark Williams. Used to be a darling here. Now he's a villain.
Kicks towards half forward. Big flyer was O'Keefe. Whistle on the play. Banks has it. Plays on. Doesn't kick it. Saves 15 metres. It's Jim Edmund.
Yes, he's been off the ground for a fair while, as that shows. He's obviously cold and out of touch, but he spent quite a while off the ground.
Very cold feet. That was Morwood. Walsh kicks it back, and the mark is not allowed to Micken. He fights on the ground. Well played. Can't get clear to punch the ball. Ball held to him for a bounce. Coming up to the 22 mark. 22-minute mark. Collingwood easily. Micken in ruck. Good strong fist away, but straight to the opposition rover. Shaw. Shaw in turn to Atkins. Atkins to Keys. Keys cleverly keeps it in play. Possession further afield to Brown, who plays tiki-touch to himself. Then gets a kick. Well played. But there's Richardson, boo, to take the mark. Richardson decides to play on. Shrugs through a tackle. Kicks long towards the teeth of goal. Micken shepherded out by Christian and plays allowed to go on. I never.
Well, Lockman gets the long handball now. Starcevic. The Bears should take control. There seems to be more of them there. There are more of them there, but they're not going to win out. Darren Malane. The Taylor. Scanning well as Brown. Can he shrug the tackle? No, he can't. Ball become a prisoner under those arms and legs. Just a few metres out. Have a look at this. Brought him down beautifully.
Yes, Bradbury tried to stop the tackle, but
play on quickly. The Bears in a lot of froth and bubble right now. Walsh feints a handball on the third attempt, gets it off, and maybe Hardy's attempt. It's Hardy and Rains. Or Rains and Hardy. And now it's Hardy and Rains.
Barley.
Centre, Spielmark. Lovely sidestep by Atkins. It's a lovely piece of play. Down to Turner. Collingwood are really fiddling now. Malane about 45 metres out. 24 minutes into this final quarter. Collingwood leading 103 to the Bears 58. And Nance and Taylor have kicked half of Collingwood's score of 16 goals. Here's Malane. Kick off to the right. It's out on the full.
It's unusual for a state half forward. The good players generally get them. 24.5 minutes. It's running into trouble. Brenton Phillips gets clear, tucks the ball under wing, runs a fair measure, gets a clip over the ear. Play on now. This is to Hardy. Hardy through the centre, kicks long. Christian. Mr. Christian disposes. Keys. To Malane, and Malane marks on the opposite side of the ground, centre wing. Malane kicks it up in the air. Cloak is his target, but there's Reynoldson to defend. Starcevic holding onto him, gives it to Campbell, so Campbell reverses field and comes back inside again. Starcevic knows how to beat a shepherd. Morwood gives it to Shaw. Shaw to Taylor. And Big Brian holds one up in the air. His fifth grab. I think the four previously have been on his chest. So Taylor within scoring range. Close to the man on the mark. Distance is okay. Accuracy, not what he would have wanted. And what's that he's kicked, John?
4 goals, 2.
16-8 to 8-10. 104 to 58. Fidge to put it back into play.
Good kick in by John Fidge, and there's a bit of a punch-up.
I'll watch the punch-up, you watch the footy.
Okay. Oh, nice pick up here by
Phillips.
Phillips. Well, it might have been O'Keefe there. Was it Phillips had a fair here? Anyway, mark here to Jim Edmund, who's been cold for most of the match. Howdy on the Magpies, taking control again. Here's Paul Morwood, down to Brown. Now from the back line, gets a call down here from Atkinson, runs onto the wing position, and full of confidence, chock full of it at the moment, Collingwood. A low pass to Taylor again, and mark number 6. 5 of them low down like that. A couple of beauties in the early part when he really used his body to outposition players and converted once more. And Taylor's kicked 4 goals. 27-minute mark in this final term. Collingwood 140, 58. And that kick short. Push through.
Yes, Collingwood certainly won't know themselves today. The last 3 or 4 games they've been either winning or just losing by a few points, and leading by 7-8 goals for the last half. Jeff, I'm sure that it's a big change for them.
Out of defence they come. And up towards Mark Williams, who can't hold the mark. Down the ground, Smith sets the Bears going. Chance here for Rains. To O'Keefe. Tackled high, play on. Ball loose. Back towards Mark Williams. Always looking for a teammate. Finds Smith. Smith, in fact, towards Micken. Can't mark the ball, but follows on. Captured is Edmund, holding the ball. 15-metre penalty. Gaffer hands it over. And there's Ryan. Siren time. The Magpies win. Final score for Collingwood. 16-9, 105. Brisbane 8-10, 58.